Hiya! Back from raid testing, Mythic raid testing, this time with the first look at Larodar. And later on we also did the Worm on Mythic. But we didn't get far because I'll talk about that. But Larodar is an interesting boss. If you guys did the Jailer fight in Shadowlands, this is going to be really familiar. Basically, the way it works is the room is constantly filling up with these fire patches as the boss charges around. He also chases you with these thorns, which if I can find one, you basically don't stand in any of that. And then there's thorns chasing someone. You have to soak these orbs, whatever. And eventually, this seed here gets healed by the NPCs. So you kill the ads heal the seed, and once the seed hits 100% energy, you can clear the fire, which is really important because you're going to run out of space. These brambles, those suck. They fixate on a person, and they root you, and it's terrible. You have to make sure to avoid them, even though they're really difficult to see. Yeah, so this is no good. But now the seed goes up, and it gets interactable. Now, the way that you interact this is just by clicking it, which is kind of awful. I wish it was an extra action button, because clicking this is a pain in the ass. But you'll see that these people are chained, right? So you see a chain here going between these four people. So it's similar to the soak mechanic from Jailer in the way that you chain people together and it heals Azeroth, right? So you had a person standing in the middle that would chain from Azeroth to like the next person, right? And you would heal Azeroth that way. It's the same concept here, except you can think of this as a fire hydrant and a fire hose, and then you go and clear the fire. So these people probably break it on this pull. You'll see this like green circle. You can't, if you're chained, you can't go outside of this green circle. But you see how I'm sort of spitting out water? So I'm the end of the chain, I'm spitting out water, and, you know, a couple seconds ago, we go back a couple seconds, you can see I cleared some fire. So we'll watch that again, right? The people chained. Right now, this evoker is clearing fire, so this is clearing up. And once I get the circle, I'm blowing fire, and you see these puddles go away, right? I'm clearing this one, I'm clearing this one. So the end of the chain has to face into the fire, which I didn't do here because it was my first time with the mechanic. It's interesting, but the way to trigger the chain and how people are aware of who is who in the chain, because only the last person in the chain is clearing the fire, right? Not all the people in the chain. So it makes it really difficult to figure out what's going on. I hope that they kind of fix the visuals on that and maybe make it an extra action button so that you can actually control stuff. The other thing you'll see here is this health bar. So at the start of an intermission, you'll get this Scorching Bramble to turn into a targetable enemy. The targetable enemy here, you just kill. As you know, you'll see here, they're clearing their way out. They're moving around as a pack, clearing the fire. And then this gets healed. And you'll see when this gets healed, that it turns into a tree. And you need that to survive the big AoE wave. So we can just watch our healers cranking this, and boom, you got a tree. And then you stand in this green circle, and when he does the Raging Inferno, you take less damage, so you see we're actually surviving this. And from there, the fight repeats. You do this 3 times, 2 or 3 times, and then he goes into phase 2, which is just a DPS race. But it's a fun fight. Now, in terms of Assassination specific stuff, it's very single target, but I was playing Spatter to kill these Treants, because the earlier you kill the Treants, the earlier they start healing the seed. So Spatter here was really good, and it lines up with our cooldowns technically. The second set I was having trouble with, but the first one, yeah, I mean, Spatter was doing pretty good. Not impressive, but pretty good. But it's generally just single target for the most part. It's really difficult to play around Spatter for more than just these ads. So it seems a little gimmicky. But yeah, that's basically this fight. It's just a single target crank. You'll probably want to play Zoldyck for it as well, because the last phase is, as I said before, DPS race. DPS race means execute, execute means good. So that's that boss. Fun fight. And then we had this worm, and oh god, this worm. So we had to end raid testing early because this thing was doing way too much damage for no good reason, and the fight didn't really change from heroic. So we just decided to call it. I played the Shadow Dance snapshot build. The projectiles with Bone Spike still bugged. If you saw my video when I tested this on heroic the first time, it still takes forever to travel. It's still no good. So I wouldn't recommend that because it's really janky. But yeah, so if I pull off the snapshot correctly here, which I'm not sure I do, we'll find out. Okay, this is one of the ones that I did properly. Or close to properly, I guess. And you'll see me climbing up the meters here. Yeah, here I come. Oh boy, look at me go. I mean, it's pretty good. Kingsbane does a lot of damage right now. So, snapshotting is definitely in. Simulations are... they're kind of working. I'm working on it. But snapshotting with Dance and making sure that you get big Kingsbane is definitely on the table as far as tuning is concerned right now. And if you are looking for the biggest of damage, you would play this in single target. There is a build that doesn't take Shadow Dance, which avoids all of this and is slightly worse, which I would probably recommend to people who aren't comfortable with it or just hate Shadow Dance. And I will link the build compilation that we have in the description, as well as the logs like usual. And that's it. Oh, Exsanguinate got renamed to Sanguine Blades. It sucks in single target. It's not worth taking. So keep that in mind. It is better in Mythic Plus. It does a lot of damage in AoE, but in single target right now, it's really bad. And by really bad, I mean not worth taking over other talents. But we'll see what happens with that. Is there anything that I missed? I'm really tired because I slept for 4 hours because I've been doing Sims and testing and nonsense. Did I miss chat? Did I miss anything? Shadow Dance. 2 bosses. It's probably good enough. Anyways, I'm gonna go work on more Sims. And I will make a video with simulations at some point to like explain all of the simulation stuff going on. And that'll be good and fun and great. And then Wowhead guides. Anyways, bye. I'm unhinged. It's terrible. More raid testing tomorrow. Okay, see you.